Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? So tonight's video, yes, my 4-year-old called this move, ladies and gentlemen, a little mini market maker projection. When she steps up to the mic, she spits the lyrics, she brings the delivery, and happy days. Jokes aside, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try and understand and make sense of Bitcoin's price action today. So, here is a little bit of a learning aspect behind the hybrid system. A common theme inside the community post was, what are the vector candles? What does it mean? How can we understand their delivery? What can we use as traders to understand these green and blue vector candles? Well, it's all emotional, ladies and gentlemen. You see, I watched a video not so long ago where it spoke about the idea of only utilizing a clean chart. And when I say clean chart, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about not having any color for the candlesticks, because our minds are naturally designed to react to red and green. We see green as the traffic light to go. We see red to stop. Red means fear. Green means pass through. Green means it's all good, baby. But the idea of the green and red vector candles and the blue vectors is to demonstrate what's going on. You see, when you see this green vector candle, you come to the understanding that something is happening. We know that the market maker's business model is to mark price up higher, trap traders with a belief, and then come back into those zones. Just witness what they had done with this green vector candle right here. They trap the traders to the upside. The red vector candle, stopping volume candle, sends price back down. They recover the full green vector. But we had to pay attention to the red wick, ladies and gentlemen. Tokyo high. This wick needed to be realized. Yippee-ki-yay to the upside, ladies and gentlemen. We spoke about it today in the live stream. If Bitcoin can break above the daily open, rise, retrace back into it, continuation, we would then see Bitcoin move higher. Go into the smaller time frames, ladies and gentlemen. You will see that they did this sort of structure. Now look, daily open, they came up, tested it, retraced back down into the moving average. We had the confluence of the M2 pivot point showing support. We said in the live stream, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll bring it up to you right now. Check this out. Listen to this. If it can break above the daily open, this is what you're looking for. If it can break above the daily open, come back into it and bounce away, then Bitcoin has got every reason to go up higher and take out the 23 zone. Okay? You can see the M pivot levels. We've got confirmation of the M2 zone right here. That shows us the support is present in the M2 pivot point. So would we likely agree that Bitcoin is likely to come up towards the M4 zone? That's the projection. That's what we understand about the pivot points, because the pivot points say M2 to M4. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, going into that understanding, you can see how price action has played out to that narrative. Okay? We go back into the Discord itself in the market maker tier. These are the guys who are part of the Patreon. At 6 o'clock, we had said 23,676 is a point of control from a while back. Okay? M4 pivot could be realized. We are working vectors right now. When I say we are working vectors, you look back in the chart, go to the 4-hour time frame, look left, and you can see that we are working into vector candle ranges, ladies and gentlemen. There are wicks inside of here. There are vectors inside of here. Bitcoin is on its way towards that big vector candle zone. And you can see bright as day that they narrowly missed it. But they tapped the 23,676. And now they're pulling back. But let me take you back to the mini market maker making the projection. She spoke the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Here she is. Bitcoin up, Bitcoin down. Which one? Up or down? Up. She has spoken, ladies and gentlemen, not financial advice, just common sense from your 4-year-old mini market maker. Jokes aside, ladies and gentlemen, she called the run up, ladies and gentlemen. I now officially retire, because if my 4-year-old understands the name of the market maker, then I have explained it clearly to her. Jokes aside, guys, we do have other motivations behind the idea of what's going on in the charts. Now, firstly, check this out. In front of you now, you can see the liquidation heat map on where the liquidity resides. Now, we have a lot of liquidity in the 100 millions and the 200 millions and 300 millions to the upside. These are the shorts, liquidation points for retail traders still holding on to the idea that Bitcoin is going to drop lower. Down below, we have the commitment, the big boy commitment, 3.5 billion in this zone. Okay, we got lots of liquidity inside of these zones right here, ladies and gentlemen. The darker, the brighter than the actual lines themselves represents 600 million. And this is on the 12-hour chart as well. If we go over to the last 7 days, let's go to the 7-day chart itself. We're going to understand how much in terms of billions of dollars are we looking at for liquidity. And you can see right there, look, 3.5 billion is all the way down here. And we've got some more zones right here at 3.5 billion or 3. The liquidity is present down for the downside, okay? At what point are they going to start rolling it over to that point? Some of you might think, yeah, Bettina, you're acting somewhat bearish. You're acting somewhat mad. You're putting out FUD. Listen, I ain't putting out no FUD to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not interested in FUD. I'm interested in when price moves up or when price moves down, okay? If we zoom out, we can see we've been waiting for this narrative for quite some time now. And we've been expecting price to come up into this zone. And we've been getting played off in the idea that Bitcoin goes up, it comes down. But now that it has broken the structure of the W formation, this is where we are now waiting for the proof of the move, ladies and gentlemen. So if Bitcoin does decide to roll down into the green vector candle, that is cool, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because we now have the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA. They are edging upwards. A clean cross of the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA, that would be a good signal that things are looking favorable to the upside. What we don't want to see is we don't want to see price stalling inside of this zone where the 50 EMA ends up turning flat and the 200 EMA turns flat, and then we are waiting for volatility. The criteria for a established momentum to the upside is simple. As long as the 1 hour chart shows the 5 and 13 EMA trading above the 50 EMA, happy days. That's the criteria. So the idea is that if you had got in beforehand on the principle that they were going to come back into the recovery of this red vector candle zone, and when we talk about the stopping volume candle, which is what this candle is right here, it's to help us understand that this is a point where Mr. Market Maker had trapped traders to the longs to the upside. He was able to grab liquidity up there because that's where people were placing limit orders. Okay? Now look, earlier on in the live stream, we did say that Mr. Market Maker likes to operate in and around key notable areas. So if I just mark off the key 23,000 zone right there, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that the green vector candle breaks through the 23,000 zone. You had the confluence of price holding at the daily open. We had the idea of yesterday's high coming into play. We had the idea that the psychological high was showing the true support, and then price comes back and retraces into the 50 EMA and the 800 EMA. Things were looking favorable to the upside. If you actually look at Bitcoin inside of this red stopping volume candle here, go into the 15-minute time frame, you can see that there was a nice violet vector candle inside of these zones. Happy days, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I can't give you a signal, but what I can give you is an understanding of the way they move price. It's not by accident that they've done this. This is all part of a plan, okay? Now, will Bitcoin continue higher? Well, we want to know the proof. Because you're either going to buy at this point and then experience a drawdown to see price coming into this 50 EMA and be so deflated with the loss that you end up closing your position, running a short, and then price ends up moving higher. You don't want to be in that situation. You want to wait till it sits at the 50 EMA. Right now, it's gone beyond the 5 and 13 EMA. Cool. Now we're waiting for information. We want to know if the 50 EMA, which is the 13 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, is going to hold. Will the actual trend to the upside, is it going to play out? So we are naturally waiting for price to rise up, to retrace. Where are we going to be retracing into, ladies and gentlemen? This is where the understanding of the vectors come in. Go into the vector candles in the chart. What do you see? You see a green vector candle inside of this zone. This is a point. This is an imbalance in the chart. Okay? Bitcoin has been moving up for the past 7 days. Are we going to see the retrace? Because it looks like they are retracing into the moving averages and bouncing away from them. So the principle would say, if we actually look at this structure down below here, we would agree that this is a mini W formation, inverted head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gentlemen. We now have the first move up, retrace. Second move up, retrace. Third move up, peak formation. Would that be a possibility, ladies and gentlemen? We're basing it on the idea of this cyclical move, which is W formation, rise up, retrace level 1. rise up, retrace level 2, rise up, retrace level 3, peak formation, drop level 1, drop level 2, drop level 3. Someone can make a beat for that and put my voiceover on there. Happy days. It might sound like a great crypto track, ladies and gentlemen. But you get the idea. The idea is to see where you are inside of these cycles. Where do the vector candles appear? Wherever the vector candle appears. Now listen, whenever the vector candle appears, understand market makers working the intention. He's working the intention to move price higher and higher or lower and lower. The faster they work a zone, the more inclined you are to believe that Mr. Market Maker is getting ready to do something. Okay? Word on the street right now says that things are looking promising. We've had a little bit of successful news with the euro. Why? Because Russia have now opened access to the Nord Stream. Well, bear me a second. Here it is. The Nord Stream 1 seen restarting. Gas flows after annual maintenance on time on Thursday, but at a limited pace. Okay, so that is cool news for us, ladies and gentlemen. But were we of that understanding beforehand? When did that information make it to the markets? Well, look, you can see that the dollar index itself has taken a nosedive to the downside. They've already been starting to offload on the dollar index, and they were doing that in Sydney, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So the narrative was set. Okay? S&P and NASDAQ. Yippee-ki-yay to the upside, ladies and gentlemen. They come back and fully recovered that red vector candle in that zone. We've been waiting for that zone. Happy days. Now we want to see the proof of the move. Now we're going to see the retrace. That's what we want to see. Will Asia deliver? Has the stock market actually ended up higher today on strong volume? Is the market dismissing what's going on around the world? Has the market fully absorbed the idea of recession and inflation? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? Which is why you need to establish whether or not you're just looking for movement. If you see movement in the chart, you take it. You base your trades off that movement. Yeah? Going into Asia tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will be expecting a bit of a reaction. So please, if you've made money today, happy days. No one went broke taking a profit, ladies and gentlemen. Just know that. No one went broke taking a profit. The idea is to stay in the game. I will repeat that to you every single day, because the more I repeat it in your minds, in your ears, and chew those ears off, the more it's going to be impressionable in your minds, so that you put yourself in a situation where you've been correct and you've now managed to take money from the game that 95% of people lose at. It's survival, ladies and gentlemen. The one guarantee I can give you, ladies and gentlemen, is the market will be here tomorrow. That's my guarantee. That's the one thing I promise you about trading. It will always be there tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, mad love and respect if you've watched this video. Please let me know if I've chewed your ears off. Put it in the comments that you have been fully chewed. Nah. Just look, just say happy days. That's all we want to know, ladies and gentlemen. Happy days to everyone. It's been a nice day with price moving to the upside, and I bid everyone well because I hope they've all made some money today. I hope you all have made money. Ethereum, hasn't really done what I wanted it to do. Couldn't stay above the daily open, but it did come and test that zone. But Ethereum, man, gotta be careful with Ethereum. Always be careful with Ethereum, because when she runs, ladies and gentlemen. So, mad love and respect to you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be checking in with you all again tomorrow to bring that fire. Have yourselves a great evening, family. Take care of yourselves. Peace.